So today is the first attempt at a new series that I am starting. I'm calling it like Transformation Tuesday or something like that. But basically every Tuesday I want to put out a video where I am copying a makeup look, and eventually I want to go totally and go like cosplay and get like wigs and similar outfits and stuff like that. But for right now, while I'm starting out, it's more going to be the makeup looks and hairstyles and stuff like that. But basically I'm wanting to do a transformation and copy the look of either like a celebrity or something like that, or a character from a movie, video game, book, kind of a thing like that. So starting out today, I have this picture of a makeup look that Olivia Munn, I literally just found this on Pinterest. I was like, okay, that's a really, really good, simple first one to do that I know I could pull off, and it's perfect for this transition period from summer like leading into fall. So I mean, come on, I did it like pretty good. I think I did it really good. If you want to see how I did this makeup look, how I got some faux freckles to match her natural freckles, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with my foundation. This is the Sengens Make Sense foundation in the color Almond. It's the one I always use. And then I got this beauty blender. Knockoff, is not like an actual beauty blender, brand beauty blender, but I love it. It's like one of the velvet ones. It's so soft, it's so squishy, it's so amazing. This is like my new obsession. I never really liked this foundation with a beauty blender before, but this one's just, it's so fine. It's amazing. So this is what I've been using for my foundation lately. That's what I'm gonna use today. Okay, so as you can see, I did not apply a very thick layer of foundation, just enough to clear my skin and give me better than skin, but it's not like enough to where it's like cakey, looks like I'm wearing makeup. In the picture, she didn't really have a ton of foundation on. She looked very, very natural. So for my actual face makeup, I'm gonna go very, very simple. Mostly just focused on the blush because she did have heavy blush. And then the eyes were also very simple as well. For the most part, I'm just going to be focusing on lips and blush. Okay, so now I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. This is one of my favorite concealers. I use the color Fair. I could probably get away with a lighter color for my more natural days, but I typically use just the Tarte when I'm really wanting a lot of coverage, or I am wanting a little bit more of a glam look with that bright under eye. So this is the one that I'm going to use today, even though I am going for a little bit more of a natural look. I just kind of feel like it today. And then I'm going to use this little concealer brush to blend like around my eyes. And then I've been really enjoying using this to blend it into my foundation, like around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to start out by blending kind of the areas that I can blend in with my sponge, because this concealer does dry pretty quickly, I've noticed. So I would just apply it to my whole face and then wait until afterwards. And sometimes it made some of these areas really difficult to blend out. So I started doing that first, and it just makes it a lot easier. Always blend some concealer in around your nose, because even if you don't think you need it at the time that you're putting on your foundation and concealer, you'll probably need it later, because as women we often get kind of red splotchy around our nose throughout the day. So even if you don't think you need it like while you're doing your makeup, you probably will later on. So even though everything seems to be blended out, I am just patting over it with my beauty blender one more time, because it will kind of make everything mesh and blend together a little bit better, even though you don't necessarily notice it. So now I'm taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to bronze just lightly. I'm not doing any cream bronzer or anything like that, because she didn't have a ton of the contouring and everything going on. It was mostly the blush, but I am going to just do a little bit so I feel like my face has some shape to it. then I'm taking this mini Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in First Class that I got on Black Friday in a deal bag thing. It's mini, so I got to try it out, see if I love the formula. I do, so now I'm going to be getting more Tarte blushes because I think they're really, really good. This is a very peachy orangey color, which is kind of what we're going for. That's what she had, and I feel like this blush, looking at that picture, like this literally might be the blush that she's wearing. It's so on point, like exactly the color that she was wearing. With your blush brush, especially if you wear lots of different color blushes and not just the same one every day, you really need to be washing your blush brush every single week or so, because I didn't really wash my blush brush for a long time because I don't like washing like the big fluffy brushes, and it was getting to be really like muddy looking. And then I washed it and I was like, oh my goodness, I was amazed by how incredibly much better it made my blush look, just having it clean and having just one color like going down and not like remnants of 37 billion other colors. Okay, so now I'm taking my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in Precious Petals. This is really, really good if you're trying to build up your makeup stash and you're wanting to go cheap. This is a really, really good one. I feel like drugstore, especially highlighters, are really, really hard to come by good ones, but this is a really, really good one. Okay, so I'm gonna go do my brows and then I'm gonna come back because brows take forever and you don't want to see that. So since this is like a Transformation Tuesday, I did my brows with Mocha Java, which is a lighter brown than I normally do, because her brows were pretty light compared to her hair color. So I did that, and then I got thinking and looking at the picture, she has a lot of freckles. So I'm gonna try doing some faux freckles. I've never done it before, but I've watched people do it in videos before and I kind of want to try it. So I'm going to try doing some faux freckles. Oh, but before I do the faux freckles, I actually wanted to clean up this area of my face. When you do lots of blush and even bronzer sometimes, lately especially, I've been doing translucent powder down here to kind of clean it up, because I don't know if it's just my blush application technique or what, but I always find that my blush goes too low and it just looks kind of weird. So I'm just going to take a little bit of translucent powder and I'm going to kind of clean it up. You can use translucent powder with other powders, kind of like an eraser. So I'm just taking a tiny beauty blender with a sharp edge and I'm just going to grab a little bit of that translucent powder and I'm just going to go like that. A little bit more. The shape that I do, and you have to decide what shape is best for your face, but I go down along there and I clean up my contour, so the bottom half of like the hollow of my cheek, and then I kind of swing it up and I have like those creases like right there. I kind of connect it like that, and I find that's the perfect shape for my face. So then I have the dark blush and bronzer and everything right there, and then down here is light, and that just is the most flattering. And then this basically, like I said, is just an eraser for, you know, if I got my blush and my bronzer a little too low. And then I do like to kind of smudge it right there because I do have those creases right there, and that will cause my foundation and concealer to kind of crease. And I find that just sticking a little bit of powder on it really helps it not to crease. And then sometimes I'll kind of bring it up there if I got my blush a little too far inward. And I'm going to do that on the other side. So now that we're looking super attractive like Santa Claus, I'm going to let that just kind of sit there and bake, and I'm going to do the freckles. You don't have to let it bake on there. If you just wiped it off immediately, it would still do the trick. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to use for the freckles is I have this tiny little eyeliner brush that I've used like twice for eyeliner. I don't like it for eyeliner. And then I'm going to use my Shadow Sense in Mocha Java and Garnet. This is like a medium brown and a little bit darker of a brown. Hopefully these are good colors for freckles. I don't have any freckles naturally. We shall see. I'm going to take just a little bit of this Mocha Java and I'm going to kind of put a little dollop on my hand. That way I can pick it up from there and not directly from the wand, so hopefully I don't accidentally put a big old glob on my face. We'll see how this works. Okay, I think that actually looks really good. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this garnet and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to be extra light with this one because this one is darker. Kind of taking and then I'm wiping it off on my hand so I have basically nothing on my brush. My camera stopped recording. So basically after I did that, I just took my beauty blender that had a little bit of like foundation on it and it was still a little bit wet, and I just kind of pounced over the freckles with that, and that kind of made it all melt together with my foundation and all the products that were already on there to give me this result, which I'm very pleased with. I think it looks, I mean, I've never had freckles before, so I don't know what freckles would look like on me, but I think it looks really natural. I think so. So anyway, I did that, and then I took just a little bit of my bronzer and stuck that kind of in the crease and then below on my eye, which looked a lot like what she did. She didn't really have hardly any eyeshadow on at all. It just kind of looked like maybe she had taken her bronzer and stuck it in the crease of her eye to give her eye a little bit of dimension. And then that's basically all that she had, just like the bronzer in her eye. Other than that, all she really did was have a pair of like really wispy falsies. I'm not really into falsies, so I'm gonna get the same look by doing a very thin band of liner on my upper lash line and then a little bit of mascara. So I'm just gonna do that really quick and then we'll finish off with the lip and we'll be done. Okay, so just like that, this is the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I love this liner. It has such a thin little felt tip on it. And it's just so easy to just whoop and create a wing with it and everything. This really is such a good look. Very, very simple on the eyes with a bold lip. I really like this look for when you're in a hurry or whatever. So to get those super wispy lashes that she had, I'm using my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. This is my favorite mascara to use when I'm not going for the super like fluffy volume lashes. I use this probably about half the time. I love it. Literally the best brush I have ever seen on a mascara wand. There we go. And then all we have left is the lips. So I'm gonna go find my lipstick. Okay, so she's got this super bright orange lip that matches with the bright orange blush, and it's matte. So I'm going to use She's Apples with matte gloss. She's Apples is completely sold out company-wide, but I have a few and I'm sure I can get more because it is one of those colors that they made like a lot of them and everybody was too afraid to wear it. So it wasn't a super popular seller, so a lot of people have them, so I'm sure I can trade with literally anybody and get some. Because this was from like before I ever became a distributor. But I'm showing you how to wear it and make it look amazing. And honestly, it's literally one of my probably top 10 favorite colors. I wouldn't say it's like in my top 5, but it's definitely in my top 10 for like summertime and in the fall, transitional periods and stuff. I love it. I think it's so good. And this is literally amazing to mix with any other color and give it kind of that pumpkin-y kind of a tint to it, because you mix this with literally anything and it will warm it up. So I probably use it more to mix with stuff than I do just like alone. So like with Bella, First Love, literally anything. It just like makes it all warm and pumpkin-y and fall and perfect. So this is the color you need. Let me know if you want it ASAP so I can get it to you. Honestly, the secret to making a bright color like this work is to keep the rest of your face simple. And it doesn't have to be like this simple on the eyes, but don't do like a smoky eye with it because then it'll just look like, whoa, way too much. And to match a blush to it. And if you do that, you can literally wear any color you want. It doesn't have to be intimidating. Even if you stopped right there and stuck like a different color on top of it, oh, it's so pretty. It's such a good color, you guys. Like, I can totally see why people are afraid of it. People need to be brave and try it, because once you try it, oh, you will fall in love with it. Okay, and then once you're finished getting it exactly how you like it, just gonna pop my gloss on there. Okay, this is the finished product. What do you think? There's the inspiration, and here's me. My cat is currently pooping right behind you. Where is it? Okay, so now I'm taking, probably should not have left that running. See if I can get this not to fall all over the floor. That's okay though. Attempt to use. There we go. There it is. I found it. Don't worry.